Hi, welcome to our last video in our four-part series on the intersection of intimate partner violence and the workplace. As a quick refresher before we get into today's topic, which will really be responding to intimate partner violence in the workplace and some really great local and national resources that can help. Before we dive into that, I just want to do a quick refresher on the term intimate partner violence. You might be more familiar with terms like domestic violence or domestic abuse, but know that those are all encompassing. When I say intimate partner violence, what I'm referring to is an intimate relationship in which one person is engaging in a variety of abusive and controlling tactics over a long period of time in order to gain and maintain control. This can manifest itself in many ways, including physical and sexual violence, emotional abuse, financial abuse, and so much more. In the workplace, one of the simplest and most effective things you can do to support employees that might be experiencing violence is providing universal information. So what I mean by that is providing information about local and national resources of support to all employees. So you can do that in a variety of ways, maybe on a new employee's onboarding process with HR. Maybe that looks like creating a centralized location within the workplace where individuals can access resources. That can also look like displaying informational posters around the workplace. This really sends a signal to employees that this is a workplace that cares about them and they know that they can access support services if they need them. If you think an employee is experiencing violence or if they've disclosed to you that they're experiencing violence, talking to them about resources that are available can also be a great way to support. Making just a simple statement saying like, hey, I've noticed some things that have me concerned and I care about you. I know about a really great organization in town that might be able to help. If you want to call them together, let me know. That's just one example of how that can sound. And what that does is sends a signal to them that A, you care about them and their well-being, and B, it can take out some of that nervousness and stigma to reaching out to a support service. And it might inform them of support services out there that they didn't know existed. Resources such as Harmony House can be used for support, safety planning, resource referral, and much more. And individuals don't necessarily have to be in crisis to utilize services like Harmony House. I'd like to share a story with you from Brooke from Prime Trucking on how she supports her employees who are experiencing intimate partner violence. She says, we see a lot of women come through Prime that have been victims in their past or are currently victims that need help. You can't force somebody to get help. You can offer it and be there, but they have to know their own strength and be ready to leave. We try to wrap our arms around them and be there for them to do whatever we need to help get them to safety and discover their best life, because everybody has a best life. Know your people, invest in them, spend time with them. If you put people in the right position, they will do their best work for you. So in addition to that amazing insight from Brooke and providing universal information, it can also be really helpful as a colleague or as a supervisor to have a little bit of knowledge about the support services that are available to make it easier on you as the employer and on the employee that you might be making those referrals towards. So I'd like to just highlight a few local resources in our community, as well as some national resources that can help. So we're so lucky in Springfield and Greene County to have so many organizations that support victims. Harmony House is Greene County's only shelter for victims of intimate partner violence. Within our shelter, we provide a wide variety of services, including case management, trauma-informed therapy, outreach support, and more. And all of that is free of cost to victims. And we also operate a 24-hour hotline that anybody in the community can utilize for safety planning or support services. They're going to be connected with a trained compassionate advocate 24 hours a day. In addition to Harmony House, the Victim Center is another incredible resource that provides trauma-informed therapy, and support groups to all victims of violent crime, domestic violence included. And then the last local resource I'd really like to highlight is the Greene County Family Justice Center. The Greene County Family Justice Center is essentially a one-stop shop for victims of domestic violence to get all their needs met and access to all the support services right under one roof. So if you're working with somebody and they need access to an order of protection, maybe they also need to talk to a lawyer, maybe they also need emergency shelter, they can go to the Family Justice Center and have access to all of those support services under one roof. So in addition to those local resources, there's some amazing national resources that are great to know and have in your back pocket. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is fantastic. It is a 24-hour hotline for victims of intimate partner violence to call and learn about support services wherever they're located. And they provide those services in over 200 languages. So it would be great if you're working with somebody who's looking for support services outside of our area. In addition, specifically for employers, Workplaces Respond is another national resource that I would highly recommend. They are the national leader for employers, colleagues, and advocates to create workplaces that are free of violence. So they provide model policies, model trainings, incident response strategies, and so much more. We've linked quite a bit of their resources below and referred to them quite a bit in video 3 as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today by learning about intimate partner violence and how it intersects with the workplace and how you can support survivors and improve your business. You're making a huge impact in our community in creating a culture of nonviolence.